Hi, my name is Pooja and I'm going to talk about the different ways in which I learn. And I'm going to talk about it quite simply and not use large words and jargon that I don't entirely understand. So here goes. I've realized over the years that I learn primarily through text, which means the written word, which means books, journals, um, web pages, etc. Any kind of text actually. um, I found that I gravitate to text at the expense of other forms of encoding, other forms of information. So even in a piece of content where there is both text and image, I find myself often skipping over the images and going straight to the text, even if the text seems to be talking about the image. I don't usually look at the image, even I just read the text. So even if there's a video, I've realized many times I'd rather read the transcript than watch the video. And I think that particularly when it comes to ideas, new ideas, theories, concepts, models of the world, uh, how things work, why things are the way they are, explanations. I think I I find the space and the ability to pause being very important for me, because it gives me the time, the opportunity to reflect, to clarify, to corroborate with previous knowledge what I am reading, to qualify, to validate, to synthesize, to integrate, to accept, to reject. So I find that I assimilate knowledge or information more easier when I have the space and ability to pause. And therefore, I find that I don't learn very well in group situations, because you can't pause groups. And I mean, you can, to ask the odd question, but you can't really pause as often as you want. And I also find that even if I could pause groups infinitely, that I am better at understanding and assimilating when I read something than when I hear something. So I find this quite often and quite distinctly. So therefore, I can't stand long lectures. I can't stand classroom situations. I can't stand multiple day continuous workshops, and I've often walked out of them because I find that I gain almost nothing from them. What I do learn through groups is the mechanics of social interaction, the rules, the protocols, the implicit and explicit contracts between people, human behavior and human motivations, um, the absurdities of the human stage, as it were. And I find that this is what I do when I'm in groups. I hardly ever pick up an insight or an idea or a concept when I'm in groups. I just watch people, I observe people. So I'm still seeing and not hearing as much as I should, probably. When it comes to interaction with people, I found that I love interacting with people, but it's usually on a one-on-one basis. It's usually person to person and not in a group, because with another person there is more chance of an opportunity to pause and ask, reflect, express myself, as opposed to a group. And I think I am like this even socially, even with friends and family, that I prefer one-on-one interactions than group interactions. um, I usually don't learn in the recommended sequence. So, for instance, if there's a book with 10 chapters, I'll usually go to chapter 1, then 4, then 3, then 5, then 8. I jump around a lot, and some people call me quite random in my reading and learning. And I think, therefore, the internet works very well for me, because because the internet is all about jumping. The internet is all about hyperlinking, and a link is a jump essentially. So I think that's why I took to the internet at a very early age, because it kind of suited my way of learning and really way of being, and it appealed to me therefore intensely. When it comes to learning a skill, I found that the written word does not work very well, and that mentoring is my preferred way of learning a skill. For instance, like driving a car, which I learned a few months ago, I found that having a mentor is much more effective, because I went through the whole um, formal class, and I found that even though I was interacting with a person, since it was scheduled and it was for a limited period of time, it didn't work for me, because a mentor is more available, accessible, and open to more numerous interactions than a scheduled class. So that's what I felt I needed to drive a car. I could ask different kinds of questions at any time whenever they arose from my experience or from my mind. I find that when learning a skill, general information or generic information that is found in a book is less relevant than customized information, because the context in which the skill is being applied is as important as the mechanics of the skill itself. So it's not just the mechanics of driving a car, but it's the mechanics of driving my car in my city with my given mental and physical ability and mental and physical self. So therefore a mentor would be able to customize knowledge in keeping with the context more than any book or website can ever do, and therefore they are more useful to me than when learning ideas, concepts, theories, though mentors are always welcome because they're always helpful. They're more helpful, I found, when it comes to learning a skill. I also have realized that the way in which I primarily learn, which is the written word, is also the way in which I primarily express myself, which is through writing. I found that interesting. And I've also been realizing that as I've been giving more importance to images on purpose, because I've realized that I skip them. So as I've been trying to derive knowledge, information encoded in an image, I've realized that I've been more open to taking images myself and interpreting reality through a camera myself than I was before. So that's about it for now. Thank you.